Hey guys, this is FPL Tips and welcome back to another live stream. Uh, hey Ola Gamer, hey Mridu, hope you guys can hear me. Just confirm that and we'll start with the stream. Hi Ojasvi, hi Dawson. Okay, so we'll get into the team. Okay, I have played my wild card as you guys can see. I have unlimited transfers. So yes, this is not my wild card team, but the team is to catch price rises. So we'll obviously be monitoring that as well. Okay, we can straight dive into the team. Obviously, Button does not start since we're going for Martinez in goal. I am leaning towards Martinez at the moment, along with Steer. Okay, I'll just remove Justin is not in my plans for the wildcard team. Castagna is not in plans. Costa isn't in plans. Calvert Lewin and Bamford also don't make it. Okay, I'll just fill up the attacker slot first. So at the moment, I know Jimenez is in for sure in my team. The only dilemma I have in the attacker slot is whether I should pick Werner for this game week and then go Jesus in game week 4, or should I go Jesus altogether in game week 3 itself. So at the moment, in my draft, it was Werner because of the West Brom fixture. If I see Chelsea playing nice against Barnsley tonight and I see Chilwell is back, it probably influences the game. And if there's a chance that Pulisic will play around 30, 40 odd minutes, then I might go for Werner. But otherwise, it's Jesus in my team. Instead of Costa, we have our 4.5 million midfielder. We're going for Burke. I think Oliver Burke is playing in the forward role for Sheffield United. So probably our 4.5 million. If he even comes on as a substitution, there is a chance that there's a high chance that he scores. So probably go for him over the other options of Alzate and Bissouma, McCarthy, and Guisa. I think this is a better option. When is Aguero back? Aguero back is late October, mid November ish. So there's a lot of game weeks till then, and I think Jesus is a very good inclusion at 9.5 bracket. And if he doesn't perform, I have the budget to upgrade him to Harry Kane, as well as I can downgrade him to someone like Kings or Marshall if they perform. So I feel like owning a 9.5 attacker is a very comfortable position at the moment in the game because you can switch around with a lot of players. The likes of Vardy, Kane, Calvert-Lewin, Lacazette even if you want to take a punt, Richarlison, Ings, Jimenez, Werner, Martial, a lot of good options. So I think I want to keep that 9.5 million slot in my attack team for an attacker anytime I want to bring in someone. Yes, no, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. A lot of people will definitely ask me this. I think I can go for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I have the budget. There is no restriction regarding it. But I have a slight different plan, which I'll discuss in a moment. Let's just fill up the defense, and then we can talk about the midfield and especially the Everton assets. So Charlie Taylor comes in, and at 4.5, I think the second person I want to have in my team is Tarek Lamptey. Uh, could have gone for Ryan in goal as well. You can go for that as well. But I feel like Lamptey is much more attacking. So keeping Martinez will give you a lot of save points. I feel he's definitely in there for save points. And probably an odd clean sheet. I don't see Aston Villa team which will keep a lot of clean sheets for sure. But then I'm not sure about Brighton as well. So if Ryan shows a lot of potential to keep a lot of clean sheets, we can obviously transfer him out. I don't see a lot of transfers anyways in the team. So at the moment, this is the template I am with. Obviously, there can be a change where I can go Wood to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. At the moment, directly, I don't even need to swap anyone else. I have the budget, so this is a possibility. We can go Rodriguez to Foden. That's another. Rodriguez to Barnes and Zaha is also possible. So I'll take up a couple of questions. Is Lamptey fit? Yes, he's fit. It was a precautionary move, as explained by Potter, I think, and he'll be fit for the weekend. So we can bank on him. Also, it allows you a good rotation alongside Taylor and Size. Another player that I'm monitoring is obviously Samedo. He's made his transfer to Wolves. I expect his price to be around 5.5. If that's the case, it could be a bargain to be honest because he's a very attacking player. And in the Wolves side, I've seen them attack a lot more this season than last season, and probably having an attacking right full wing back is going to be a good option in our teams. Mridul says, I don't think Everton will be good as they've been in the first two game weeks, hence I don't have any Everton players. I think it's not about a question of being good. I think they have a quality of players at the moment. Dominic Calvert-Lewin looks in great form. James Rodriguez, we've seen his inch perfect passing in the first two game weeks. So owning one of them is definitely a must in my opinion. Doubling up or tripling up on them is something I'm not understanding at the moment. Honestly, until the red card, Everton won not in full gear, I would say, and they're not attacking the game as we expect them to. Like they scored 5 goals, but most of the goals and chances were after the red card. So it becomes a case against Crystal where Crystal will defend deep, and I don't see Everton scoring more than a couple of goals. I think at max that too. I'm not sure if they'll even score a couple of goals. Go for Fraser Foster as your 4 million goalkeeper. In my opinion, McCarthy might get dropped. I think if I'm going Martinez, tier makes an obvious choice because I want if something happens to Martinez, I want and a backup keeper from the same team because then I don't want to make a transfer for my keeper. Martial is out. I think one of the major reasons is that I do not see United score hitting form right from game week 3. They might hit form, but then again, that's a concern. And one of the reasons I played wildcard because I was not sure of Martial at all. Go for Greenwood instead of Rodriguez if you choose Dominic Calvert. I think there's another factor involved in my decision is that I have to win a couple of mini leagues. This is the last game week of the month, so I have to chase a couple of points as well. Hence, I feel the Wood could be a nice differential, and James is a very set player as well. So that allows me to have budget, and then I can make the Dominic Calvert-Lewin move anytime I want because I have the money in the bank. James Rodriguez to Barnes in game week 4 is something I'm considering heavily if I keep Jesus in my team because I think Barnes is a player who's playing exceptionally well. We'll discuss the fixtures of last week in a couple of moments, and I'll tell you the players that caught my eye because Barnes is one of those players who was actually driving the Leicester team. Honestly, I found Castinier and Barnes to get all together all over the pitch. Vardy was not that much involved according to me. I saw him pass to Castagna before the Barnes goal, but again, he could have taken that shot. I found that Vardy should have scored there, but again, probably a case of out of form player. Multi-level says, hey, McCarthy, Meslier, Trent, Dallas, Justin, Taylor, Ferguson, Porden, Salah, Bruno, Kevin De Bruyne, Berg, Che Adams, Mitrovic, Werner. Should I wildcard? Uh, See, honestly, wildcard is something you want to take a call on. If you feel like you want to take a lot of change, make a lot of changes, and it's worth wildcarding, then go for it. Honestly, I felt much better like all other managers do when they play wildcard because then I have a lot of control over my team. I made a lot of changes. My keeper set has changed. In defense, we have Lamte, we have Saiz. Then in midfield, I changed Podence. We have De Bruyne back. We have Burke. In attack, also I made three changes. So there is definitely a lot of change, and it could bite me in the back where I play Wood and Wood does not score, and Southampton keep a clean sheet, and maybe Adam scores against Taylor. So you have to take your chances. I feel if you want to make a lot of changes, you should go for wildcard. Otherwise, you can stick to the game team and probably take one more game week as a experimental try to your team. Will ASM start? I think we'll get to know on Friday itself after the presses because his injury isn't serious. But then again, it depends on the manager if he wants to take the risk. I think it's not mandatory because against Tottenham, I feel Newcastle will defend deep, way too deep, not like the Southampton team. So there might be a case where they do not risk ASM at all. Steer on Island, I would go Steer. I think Steer will start over an Island anytime. Brought De Bruyne and Klitsch this week by taking a minus for hit. No Dominic Calvert-Lewin Rodriguez views. I think De Bruyne is a must. Clearly, he stated at the conference in the press conference after the match that he's happy in his new number 10 role. And if you guys seen the match, he was playing in the box with Jesus a lot of times. I mean, there's a case where people say that Sterling might be explosive, he might score braces, but with the position De Bruyne is playing in, I would pick De Bruyne anytime over Sterling for the entire season because he's not only getting into the box, he's taking shots, he's on pens, he's on free kicks. entire set piece duties actually, and then he's also the playmaker. So you have a lot of assist potential there as well. So for that case, De Bruyne is a very essential pick in my opinion. The second move, Klitsch. I feel Klitsch expected goals are mainly because of the penalties. Bamford could make a good case for game week 3. I think Sheffield is playing really poor. So if you own Bamford, you want to hold him. If you own Klitsch, play him for game week 3 at least. And probably Podence would have been a better move, but then Klitsch is not bad as well. Barnes had the most shot in the box for the first 2 game weeks. Yes, that's a stat Big Man Bucker also posted. He had around 15 shots inside the box. I think that's the highest in the league at the moment. So you want to own a player who's driving the team. Mrudu says Aston will not get a lot of clean sheets. Yes, Aston will not get a lot of clean sheets. That's true. But I think Martinez is that kind of a keeper who will make a lot of saves. So you get a lot of save points. With Brighton as well, you know they're not keeping a lot of clean sheets at times. Last season, they were the whipping boys. I mean, we used to target Brighton for captaincy. See, it obviously does not make them a standout clean sheet potential team. So at the moment, I'm happy with Lamptey if he keeps a clean sheet and Martinez to get the save points. Any tips for me to use wildcard too? I think you want to get in the likes of De Bruyne. I feel Salah should be there as well. Get in the Wolves asset. Focus on the City assets, especially you want to double up using Foden or Jesus. I feel, and then don't ditch the Liverpool defense. A lot of people on wildcard I've seen are ditching the Liverpool defense to upgrade their attack to get in Son for Rodriguez or maybe Barnes or Zaha for Podence. And I feel you want the Liverpool defender because now with Thiago is going to be much controlled, and Robertson and Trent will get a lot of more chances to put the ball inside the box. So you want a fullback from Liverpool, and with the fixture run they have, I see a lot of clean sheets in the upcoming games. So don't overthink regarding it. Keep one of them. Keep Van Dijk if you want. Don't take Robertson and Trent if you don't have the budget, but at least have one of them. Reece James is going to play, so there's no worry about it. He might eventually lose his position to Aspilicueta because of his poor defensive performance. Even against Liverpool, he was poor in my opinion. So, not a set starter for the entire season, but he'll get a lot of game time. Are you going to post your lineups today? I think there's no game week today. I'll be posting my final team before the deadline on Instagram on the Instagram story, so that should be fine. But it's going to look almost this. I think apart from Calvert Lewin, Wood, and Jesus, there's not much to change. The only position that confuse me are these two. That is it. I think the rest of the team you guys see right now is going to be fixed. Sydney says no Man United assets. I think that I explained. I don't see the clinical play in their game at the moment. I don't see them hitting form anytime soon. A lot of questions. We should start taking them up. Lamptey injured? No. Is it better to go wildcard early like now? It depends on your team. It's entirely dependent upon your team. Are there free transfers? You get one free transfer every game week, mate. Going with Salah, Sterling, De Bruyne, and Foden in the mid. Up top, Jimenez, Wood, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Defense size and 4.5s. I think Sterling, De Bruyne, and Foden is a very strong midfield. Sterling and De Bruyne together might be a bit risky, but again, it is safe of rotation. To be honest, you don't want the headache of your playing getting benched with City. Vardy or Marshall. I would go Marshall. I don't see Vardy in top-notch form, so unless and until he's in form, go Marshall. Probably go Jimenez if you want to. If you're buying someone, if you own both of them, then hold Marshall. He's not essential. Lamptey is not essential, but he's a very good 4.5 defender. Even Taylor, I feel. So if you want to go for 4.5 defenders, go for them. Che Adams, should I hold or sell? If you have the option to sell and upgrade him to someone like Wood or Dominic Calvert-Lewin, sell him. Mridu says 2 weeks of transfer windows are left. Sancho, etc. could come in, so it's not sensible to use wildcard this week. I feel it depends on your team. Even if players come in, we have a lot of time to, and we have free transfers. So honestly, even I was a person who was going to wildcard late. But then again, you need to adapt with the game because you know your team is not doing good, and you want to get in those players before the fixtures. Like, for example, if Jimenez starts scoring in game week 3 and 4, You want to have him before game week 3 and 4 when he's going to hit form, not after he played. Like a lot of people will now get in Son and Harry Kane, but you need to realize that Son and Harry Kane will not be scoring 4 goals and giving 4 assists each game week. So they scored against Southampton, but it's not going to be the case against United or Newcastle. Maybe West Ham because West Ham are really poor at the moment, but not every game week. So you want to have players before they hit their peak form. Harry, I wildcarded, says Javed. What are your views on Che Adams? Is he? He's so good expected goal wise. He's taking a lot of shots. His expected goals is way too high, but then again, he's missing that finishing. And I feel the other options available around that price bracket are much better. I mean, I really want to, and Southampton look decent. I feel Ings will still get a lot of more goals than Che Adams. Uh, we expected them to get equal opportunities, which they are getting, but then Ings is way too clinical when it comes to finishing, and he'll finish those chances off. So you want to have Ings over Che Adams at the moment. I feel if you want anyone from Southampton. You are saturated on 4 teams of the 20 Premier League teams. Isn't that too risky? I think I'm not that saturated with teams. Wolves have a very kind run of fixtures, so shouldn't be a problem there. City are proven attacking team. I mean, even City is a team that will score against Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester, Tottenham, everyone. So there's not much trouble around there. I'm not doubling up on Everton, so there's no saturation there as well. And apart from that, I think the defense is very stable. And there's a lot of rotation possible because I'm going to play a back three. So apart from the double Wolves and double City, I don't see it's much saturated. Varun says Chelsea fan with no Chelsea assets against West Brom. I would love to take in Werner, but without the likes of ZH and Pulisic, I don't think I'm going to risk it because there's high lack of creativity on the right and the left flank both, and West Brom is going to defend deep. I mean, they're going to put in 5 defenders and 4 midfielders and 1 attacker sort of thing. And without creativity, I don't see Chelsea breaking that defense. So they might score an odd or 2 goals against West Brom, but not 5 or 6 or 7 goals. Not at all. I don't see them scoring more than 2 or 3 goals at max. Our Mridul says our Everton as assets essential. Yes, at the form they're hitting, yes, definitely one asset is essential because you look at form, they're the highest team at the moment, so you want them. Javed says Lamptey, Saiz, and Klitsch for Foden, Vinagre, and Dune. I think you need to keep Foden if you have him. Good budget option. Lamptey and Saiz look a good transfer for Vinagre and Dune, but I think you'll be short on budget. So you want to bring free up funds somewhere else, I think. Calvert or Werner? I feel Calvert is in form. Werner is not hitting peak form at the moment. With Charleston captain, that's a tough shout, especially against Crystal Palace. Wouldn't put my money onto Charleston this week. Calvert Lewin or Bamford? Calvert Lewin. Podence is he's very underrated and very underowned, to be honest. He's around 4% at the moment, 3.7% owned, and I feel is even when Wolves switch to a 3-4-3, Podence will start on the left and Neto will get benched with Traore on the right. So he was inside the box a lot. He's taking a lot of shots. He was making good passes and runs. I feel for Podence at 5.5 is a very good inclusion. If you have the budget, you want to upgrade Burg to Suchek for 4.9. Once he drops to 4.8, I'm definitely I think going to buy him because the influence he has in the opposition box is way too high. I mean, you can definitely see him scoring in a couple of easy games, and you want him at that moment. I'm targeting West Brom and Southampton. I think I'm targeting Southampton at the moment. West Brom also looks like a team to target, to be honest. Helder Costa is a good pick. With the Leeds pick, it depends on you, mate. You know they're going to attack a lot, but then you're not sure that that only a specific player is going to get goals. So, like for Liverpool, it's going to be Mane or Salah who's going to score. But with Leeds, you do not know. There are a lot of players who can score. Klitsch, Bamford, Costa, Harrison. So just pick one and stick to it. Sterling looks like a good option. I think De Bruyne at that price is a way better option. Mazin says, is there any midfielder with within range of 6 million or better than Podence? I think Pereira makes a good case with the fixtures. You might want to own him, but I feel Podence is still better with the form. West Brom aren't in good form attacking wise as well. Defensively, they're poor. Not even attacking wise, they're doing great. So you want to go Podence still. If you have point 0.5, then upgrade Pereira altogether to Foden. That's another league. Should I captain Werner? 50-50 call, mate. If any of Pulisic, ZH, or even Chilwell is playing well with Werner, you want to take the risk to captain him. Varun says, what's up with pricing in this year? Honestly, I feel it's rigged. I mean, uh, around 700k transfers for James Rodriguez and not a single price rise. I mean, Werner's overall ownership fell from around 50% to 36. He should have dropped up in price at least twice until now. I mean, it's honestly a waste of wildcard when it comes to price changes and overall team value this week. I mean, there's something wrong with the price changes, and the official Premier League side is not open anyways to its algorithm regarding price changes. So, but yes, I do feel there's something wrong. Spurs assets. I think the only Spurs assets I will own is Jesus or Werner to Kane against West Ham in game week 5. That's a transfer I've planned, but apart from that, no. Podence. I think Varun, you want to go to Podence. Don't triple up on City. You want to triple up if you want to. It's a good inclusion, but actually Foden will start all the games, so there's not rotation risk involved as well. But then I feel Podence and Jimenez make up a good number of goals that Wolves will score. Aditya says, I don't want to bring in Lamb to any substitutions. You can go for Justin. He's starting at 4.5. Apart from that, Kyle Walker-Peters is the only defender that catches my eye when it comes to 4.5 defenders. Taylor is someone you want to own if you don't own him already. Apart from that, I don't see anyone starting or scoring good points. Lewis makes a case for himself, but then again, fixtures put him off for me. Same goes with Dallas and Ailing because I don't see them keeping a lot of clean sheets. If you want to own someone for attacking returns, go for Ailing. But otherwise, don't go there. Go that side for clean sheets. We'll start both Jimenez and Potence. Yes. Should I have mid James Salah, Son, Kevin De Bruyne, and forward Bamford, Dominic Alon, Jimenez, or Klitsch and for Bamford? I think I like the first option. I feel it's more stable with Son, James Rodriguez, Salah, and Kevin De Bruyne. Why so much trust on Rodriguez? Thanks, you asked Yash, because I feel Rodriguez is playing in that Kevin De Bruyne role for Everton at the moment. Yes, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is finishing off those chances, but I feel that James Rodriguez will get eventually mostly all of the assists for the Everton side, and then you want someone in that role. I feel once he's getting more center and he's taking a lot of more shots, he'll get those goals as well. So at 7.5, if you're getting a player who's playing in the Kevin De Bruyne role, I prefer him over Calvert Lewin. Also, the fact that a lot of goals that Calvert Lewin scored should have been put in by Richarlison. So there's always there will always be a question who will score Richarlison or Calvert Lewin, but the assister will always be Rodriguez. And it's at the cost of what point? 1 point. I think there's only a point difference between the goals scored by Calvert Lewin and assist given by Rodriguez. So not much of a difference, to be honest, if the assist is coming from Rodriguez. No other creativity from the Everton midfield apart from him. So decent option in the midfield. You can obviously switch him to Barnes as well. So gives you flexibility in the team as well. Shreyas says Calvert-Lewin not worth getting him by doing a -4. Depends on the player you want to remove him. If you have a lot of points, why you should remove a player, then it's worth taking a -4 in my opinion. Alden says, hey, how's the wildcard team doing? What are your thoughts on Traore with Samedo playing right wing back? I think he's nailed right wing. He's put behind his shoulder injuries, definitely better than Potence and Neto. Yes, he's put behind his shoulder injury. He'll definitely start at right wing, but he's not going to get inside the box a lot. Also, he's 1 million expensive than Potence, so you want to consider the price range as well. So he's not 5.5. If he was 5.5, I would prefer Traore maybe. But then at 5.5, Potence is getting inside the box, taking a lot of chances, creating big chances as well. So you want a player of his quality at that price. DCL Rodriguez, either of them do. I mean, it depends on the position you want to play in. If you want an attacker, DCL is definitely the choice over Richarlison for me at the moment. But then if you want a player at 7.5 like me in the midfield, then Rodriguez makes a good case for himself. Javed says starting 11 with Foden is Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Jimenez, Salah, Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Podence, Foden, Robertson, Vinagre, Mitchell, Justin, Dune, Brewster. See, I can see just Dune not playing a lot of games after game week 3, 4, 5 probably. Brewster is not playing at all. Justin, he scored an odd goal. That's surprising, but I don't see him scoring. Probably a couple of clean sheets against Aston Villa, maybe. Apart from that, it's a very solid team. Vinagre might also not play. I think Marcel will be fit at max by game week 4. So, apart from that, it's a very nice team. Please help me. Could I switch Klitsch, size, Lamte? Keep Lamte if you don't own him at the moment. Klitsch is also decent. Size, I think you want him over Vinagre. They couldn't count the transfer made on Wildcard, in my opinion. I think that's the issue with the price changes. Probably this year, not sure. Will Kyle Walker Peter play every? Will Walker play every game for Man City? Can't guarantee anyone from Man City in defense apart from Laporte. I think he'll play every game. Apart from that, it's going to be rotation. What's your call on James when it comes when Aspi is expected? Aspi is fit by game week 4. So with the defensive errors Reece James is making at the moment, I don't see him holding a place. I mean, he's very good attacking wise, but then again, with the explosive attack we have Havertz, Werner, Pulisic, Ziyech, everyone's going to be back by game week 4, and Reece James does not make an exception. He'll not be on set pieces anymore. He'll not take those corners. Obviously, when Ziyech is back, and then I feel Aspilicueta will take the place because then you want a defensive, very strong defensive character in the team. And Aspilicueta has been the character for Chelsea for a very long time. Samedo will start not right away, not this game week probably, but he'll get into the team right away once he's done training with the team. I think Greenwood is a very good pick. Yes, Greenwood was a nice pick. I posted Greenwood in one of my drafts, but I feel then I'm going for Wood over Rodri. I think we can go Greenwood as well for Dominic Calvert-Lewin in my team. Greenwood in the midfield, but then I can't upgrade Jesus to Salah in my team. Might as well make a case for itself. I'll just get Greenwood 1 second. I'm not able to find him over here. Oh, you got 1 point, yeah. Oh my god, yes, Greenwood. So we've got Greenwood, and then obviously I get in Jesus in my team, or maybe Werner. Let's go with Werner for game week 3. So this is how the team will look. This is something I posted on Instagram. So this is a very nice team, but it depends on do you trust the United assets? Do I trust them? Probably not. They could score against Brighton. They have a very good record. Uh, Probably kept a clean sheet in all of those matches, but Brighton this year look like a different team. So I'm not sure if that's the best pick. This could be a future transfer when James becomes Greenwood and Calvert becomes Wood becomes Calvert Lewin. Oisin, hi. Why not Ferguson when he's fit? He should play. He should play, but the defensive duty Mitchell has taken up. He's doing really great. I don't see him getting dropped. Probably he could play instead of Ward, and maybe he could play in the left back role, and Patrick Van Aanholt could play in the role where Schlupp is playing. So we'll have to wait and watch. I think Mitchell at the moment, if you own him, don't drop him, and don't be too experimental when it comes to picking players. Don't go for Ferguson over Mitchell. I missed a couple of questions, guys. Oisin is wildcarding this week too. Lamptey is the best 4.5 million defender in the game. I think yes. Salah or De Bruyne? That's a tough one. I would still go De Bruyne. Uh, way too way too much involvement in the City attack. I think, but if you want to have both of them, you don't want to drop any one of them. Because Chelsea does not have any Everton assets, I think there's not a necessity to own them, especially against Brighton and Crystal, which are tough fixtures. David, Udam, I have answered your question. Yes, Varun, you have to own both of them. Don't drop one of them. I mean, not especially for someone like Bruno is entirely dependent on penalties. I last stream on the deadline stream, I predicted that if Bruno does not get a penalty, he'll not score, and that's what exactly happened. Martinez or Ryan, I feel it's a 50-50 goal. If you have Lamptey, then go for Martinez because it gives you variance in the team. But if you don't have Lamptey, go for Ryan. Do you know anything about Ferguson's return for Palace? He would return around game week 6, I feel. That's the expected return time. But again, there's no guarantee that he'll start. They could play the same team and Schlupp could go out for Patrick Van Aanholt. Good debate. Foden or Traore, same price. Foden. I feel Foden because at the same price, City attacker makes a lot of sense. Opinion on doubling up on pool defense. You can double up on pool defense from game week 4 to 18. I've explained 8. I think I've explained it in one of my videos previously, but then again, if it does not work out well, then it's going to be a very hard time to transfer them out. I think one of our followers sent in their team where they had a double Liverpool defense, and now they're struggling to remove them because it's going to take a -4, -8 hit, and they're not much convinced with the rotation. So one defender stick to it. I feel best captain pick this week. I think the City fixture is a very good fixture to captain, and even the Chelsea fixture if Pulisic is back. Greenwood or DCL? I'm thinking of Greenwood. I feel DCL. I feel DCL. Greenwood will get a lot of chances. He should actually take up those chances. Honestly, I feel on the right wing is creating the chances, but he's not getting into the box a lot and taking those shots like Rashford does. So once he's getting into that role where he's cutting inside and taking those shots, then he's a much better asset to own. Otherwise, I feel Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Zaha, I mean, I have never. Zaha is one of those players that has never performed for me. I mean, he could be in his form where he's scoring hat tricks, game week in and out, and the moment I bring him in, he'll blank. He'll probably pick up a red card, get suspended for weeks. I don't know. I mean, Zaha is someone whom not going to bring in my team anytime soon this year because I've already struggled with Zaha for a couple of seasons. So Zaha is out for me. Well, his fixtures are really nice from game week 6. If you want to get him, you can get him from game week 6, but for me, it's a no. It's a complete no, honestly. It's one of those players which I give me five is Podence and Jesus. Oh, that's a tough one, Yajat. I would go Podence and Jesus. Actually, no. Foden and Jimenez makes more sense because Jimenez is on penalties. With Jesus, I have only one problem. He is getting inside the box and he's making that one-touch passes to everyone. Last night also, if you see the match, he made that one-touch pass to maybe Foden or Sterling. I'm not sure, but then again, he was holding the ball and passing it. So that's something that concerns me. Apart from the fact that he's a poor finisher, yet he does not take those chances clinically. But then again, Jimenez is a very clinical finisher. What do you think about Kane or Son captain this week? Kane, if you want to, wouldn't back it. I don't expect. I mean, don't expect a 4 goal or 5 goal thriller from Tottenham. A couple of goals at max. What about Salah at home? Yes, Salah at home is someone I'm considering as well. So if you want to take risk like me, then go for Salah. Aditya had double pool defense in, and my midfield was so short. I had to wildcard due to that. Exactly what happens when you have a lot of money invested in defense, and you want to transit that money to attack or maybe midfield. You will have to take at least a couple of hits to do that transition. Do you feel Dune will start more often at bowling? I don't think he's the fourth. In order, he's the fourth centre back of their preference, so I don't see him starting regularly. What is better, -4 or playing with 10 players? Depends on the situation. If you're taking -4, bringing him and captaining him, definitely worth it. If you're taking -4 for a very long term asset, probably for opponents for game week 3 to game week 8, it could pay off, so you might want to take that. Not for a couple of game weeks for sure. I've done Oba to S and ASM to Kevin De Bruyne and Podence -4. Should I do Justin to size for -8 or play Justin? Play Justin. Barnsley will win against Chelsea. I don't think so, Warren. Why Brook? Because Brook played in the forward role for Sheffield United, and even if he comes on as a sub, he'll play in the forward role. So you know he's bound chances and he could score anytime. So at 4.5 in the midfield position, especially where you get extra point for the goal as well, you want a player who's going to play in that role. No other player is going to play that high in the game, high up the pitch in the game. I mean, who are you going to captain? It's between De Bruyne and Salah for me. Jimenez makes the case, but I don't see. I don't think I'm going to captain him. Sorry, I missed a reply about Reece James or Sai's. I think go for size. Reece James could be dropped anytime. So you want stability in a team, and size provides that stability. Should I play Justin or Lamptey this week? Lamptey. Okay, guys. So we'll move to the next section. Let me know if you guys want me to discuss the previous game week's matches, which is game week two's matches, or we should directly get dive into the game week three fixtures. Okay, game week three says Mridul. You mentioned it could be Martinez or Goita in goal. Or do you feel Aston Villa might be better in defense here because of the last season they were terrible? They've made quite a good transfers. Cash in, Concise playing nice. Martinez makes a lot of saves for himself. Decent, but don't expect clean sheets. Safe points for sure. Okay, so we have the fixtures lined up. I'll be discussing the fixtures. I'll be telling what I feel, how the game is going to be, and if you want some players, I'll tell you the players you want to target from the fixture. So first up, we have Brighton versus Manchester United. Early kickoff, something you want to note at, something specific I note at the moment. Brighton look defensively good, but I don't expect them to keep a clean sheet. They're leaky against sides which are fast and which tend to drive a ball through the wing. You saw it against Chelsea as well, where Werner was attacking with his speed. I feel like it makes a good case for Marshall. That's the reason I've set him at hold in the post as well on Instagram, because I feel Marshall could actually score against Brighton. So probably hold Marshall or Bruno if you have them. Don't get them in. Hold them, see how they perform, and if you're convinced they're going to score game week in and out, then hold on to them in the future as well. Not a clean sheet for Brighton. Hopefully, Lamptey gets an goal or an assist, because if you see the game against Newcastle, he was attacking way too ahead on the counter attacks. So that's something that really is something nice to look at when you're owning a 4.5 million defender. Burren is making his predictions. Next, we have Crystal versus Everton. Very tough game for Everton, in my opinion. If you see the Crystal Palace team, you can eminently see the 4-4-2 formation defensively as soon as they lose the ball. On counter, yes, they can harm the Everton defensive line, because Pickford in game week 2 looked really poor, I feel. He was exceptionally well against Tottenham, but in game week 2, he was really poor. So Ayu or Zaha could score a goal, but I don't expect a lot of goals in this match. Probably a 1-0, maybe a 1-all. 1-0 to Everton at max. So don't captain or double up on wildcard against Crystal Palace from the Everton side. Bruno captain, no, I'm not sure. I mean, if you think United will get a penalty, go Bruno captain. Otherwise, I don't think. Also, with I think the inclusion of Ben White, Brighton's defense has been really good. They are defending a lot of crosses as well with his height. Next, West Brom Chelsea, the fixture that I don't know how it will turn out to be. If Chelsea have one attacking, good creative player and either of the wings, I see a very comfortable win for Chelsea. 3-0 in my opinion. But if not, then it's going to be a tough one, because West Brom is going to defend deep. We had seen them defend deep against Everton as well before the red card. So if the red card would not have happened, I don't think Everton would have scored 5 goals. At max, maybe equalized 2-1, 2-2. But then with Chelsea, it's the same case. I fear that they might draw or even lose. I don't make a strong case for lose, but draw probably yes, if they do not get in Pulisic or ZH back. Vernon Oras, if you have any news on Chilwell from us or anyone else, or Pulisic starting, hold on to Werner. Don't captain him, but definitely hold on to him. Next, Burnley Southampton, a fixture I'm really interested in. Burnley were attacking a lot. They had 11 shots inside the box against Leicester. I'm not sure if it's an indication of poor Leicester defense, which yes, their centre backs are out, but maybe a good performance by Burnley altogether as well. Yeah, that's the reason I'm taking Wood, because Southampton will not defend deep. Just because they lost 5-2 to Tottenham side will not defend deep. They're still going to play their high line pressing game with a lot of possession. And Burnley could break it down. It could turn out to be a very boring 0-0 all game as well. But Burnley will have a lot of chances, and Chris Wood could actually capitalize. So, captain, which one do you prefer? Bruno, Werner, De Bruyne, Mane? De Bruyne, without a doubt, De Bruyne. Sheffield Leeds is going to be a game to Leeds. I think Leeds will attack the game altogether continuously, and Sheffield is not the team we saw last year with Henderson. Without Henderson, it's been really poor defensively. And now with Egan out, you want to play your Leeds United players because they'll get a hell lot of chances. We saw that when they sent O'Connell was out. I think when O'Connell was out for a couple of game weeks last season post restart, Sheffield were defensively really poor. They were conceding 3-4 goals against sides like Newcastle, and the same could happen in the match against Leeds as well. If you have Bamford, do play him in your 11, probably over the likes of Podence if you have to. Every captain is annoying, Mridul. You have to take your chances. Son or De Bruyne as captain in game week 3. 50-50 call, I would go De Bruyne. You could go as Son as well. Both will get equal amount of chances, to be honest. With Spurs, the only thing when we discuss Spurs versus Newcastle is that Newcastle might set up way too deep, 5-4-1 or 5-3-2 or something like that, where they defend a lot. So that's the only problem with Newcastle versus Spurs. It's going to be a very high defensive game. Spurs might score a goal, but I'm not sure if Son will be involved or not. Can't guarantee for sure. With Man City Leicester, I feel Leicester will be all over the place, and Man City will definitely dominate the game. With the form, they look like they were very sharp. And Pep has also hinted that he's going to play his academy and the second team in the cup. So we do not expect a lot of rotation, and the players will be fresh. So no fatigue, no rotation. Looks like a very good case for Man City, to be honest. Leicester do not have a very they don't have Evans or Morgan. They don't have a very good centre back. Justin is very poor defensively. They do not have NDD as well. I think NDD is out, has pulled out of the international duty, and might not play for this week as well. So without NDD, Leicester is not the same team. Definitely makes a very good case for Man City captain options. West Ham versus Wolves is going to be an open game. I'm not sure if Wolves will keep a clean sheet because West Ham were taking a lot of chances against Arsenal. I mean, to be honest, Arsenal did not really deserve to win that game. West Ham were really better than Arsenal. But again, Wolves will attack a lot. Wolves will get a lot of chances. Can see Podence and Jimenez inside the box taking a lot of shots. Evans might be back. I'm not sure if he's fit enough. But again, still wouldn't improve the Leicester defense altogether a lot. I think NDD is very important in that central midfield area for them. Without NDD, they struggle a lot to keep ball in the center or even track back players. So it makes a very easy transition for City from defense to attack and hold position for almost all of the game. Then again, Fulham versus Villa. Fulham, hopefully they do not score because I'm going to go Martinez in goal. But if they score, then Mitrovic will be involved. Uh, I've said this always, and we can see Mitrovic taking shots from all over the place. I mean, last match he was taking shots inside, outside, right, left, everywhere. So if it's a goal for Fulham, it has to be involved through Mitrovic. Should I put Vinagre or Justin in my team? Vinagre at the moment, if you and Justin as first sub. And Liverpool, Arsenal, I feel Liverpool all the way. Easy home fixture for them. Arsenal, yes, they have improved defensively. Hopefully, David Luiz plays, as a lot of people are saying. Hopefully, he's back, he plays. And Liverpool should win this comfortably, 3-0 in my opinion. Should I play Mitrovic this week and buy Dominic Calvert-Lewin in his play? I'm wildcarding. If you're wildcarding, then you want Dominic Calvert-Lewin from the very start because you don't want to waste a transfer on just after wildcard for someone else. If you want to take a 1 week punt, okay, fine, but not for Mitrovic, I feel. Should I take Werner out for Jimenez? Oh, 50-50 call. Not for a hit, apart from that, yes. Captain Kane or Werner. I feel Kane is a better option. Werner has no creativity behind him. What do you think about Sancho? I think he'll not. There's a chance he comes to United. Dortmund have already figured out Ismail Sarr as Sancho's replacement, but then nothing can be said. United are really poor with the transfer business. Help me, says Ilyas. Hakim says Rodriguez or Greenwood. Go with Rodriguez if you don't have Calvert Lewin. If you have him, go with Greenwood. KDB Sterling, KDB. Should I remove Oba and get Bruno or get Marshall for Werner? Remove Aubameyang for De Bruyne, and Marshall or Werner don't take a hit for any one of them. If Tierney isn't back fit, expect Salah hat trick. I think Tierney might just make it for the Liverpool game because the game is on Monday. Start Ryan or McCarthy. Ryan. Sterling or Jesus, two different players, two different positions. If you already have Kevin De Bruyne, maybe Jesus. If you're wildcarding, definitely get in Jesus. I'll just highlight the players you want to definitely bring in on your wildcard. Mitchell, if you already don't own him, or Robertson or Trent, according to you. Saiz and Lamptey. I feel the defense, apart from Taylor, you can switch Taylor or Lamptey if you want to. But then I feel they make a really good case of themselves. Podence, De Bruyne, Salah definitely makes it to the team, and Jimenez. These are the 4 point. Ignore the 4 million keyword. It doesn't matter a lot. Just bring anyone you want to. But I think these 7 players should make it to your wildcard draft, and then you want to figure out the other players accordingly. I feel maybe if you don't want like Podence, go for Foden. But either of Podence or Foden, De Bruyne, Salah, Jimenez, Robertson or Trent, according to you, Saiz and Mitchell. Get them in your wildcard draft without a doubt. Mitrovic or Bamford? Bamford. Long term Mitrovic, this game week Bamford. Werner will be on pens now, I guess. Plus they have an easy fixture. What do you think? Werner might be on pens. I'm not sure if he will definitely or be on pens. He should have ideally been on pens in the game week one itself. Yes, they have an easy fixture, but again, without the creativity, I don't see them scoring a lot of goals. Marshall out, Jimenez in cause so many easy fixtures. Don't do it for a hit. Apart from that, yes. The hot topic is Kevin De Bruyne versus Sterling. You should give some more insight on the topic for everyone. Okay, so Kevin De Bruyne versus Sterling. Kevin De Bruyne is playing number 10. He's getting inside the box alongside Jesus. Sterling, again, he was not on as wide as he did last season. Really sharp. He was taking a lot of shots as well. But I think he will eventually put in a lot of crosses for Foden and Jesus to tap in. Apart from that, at the same price point, you're getting penalties, free kicks, corners from De Bruyne, and you have the great assist threat always with De Bruyne. If you want to take some game week, if you want to chase a lot of rank and you feel Sterling will hit a brace or a hat trick, a sideways transfer isn't bad, but overall for the entire season, De Bruyne all the way. Greenwood or Zaha? That's a tough one. I would actually prefer Greenwood. If you can't fit a Liverpool defense, wait for a couple of game weeks. Gomez will be back by game week 4 at max. He'll be fit for game week 3 as well, but I might not. Klopp might not play him, but then bring him at least. You want to keep a track of those clean sheets when they're coming in. Your opinion on Reguilon? If he starts, he might be a good option because on the right flank we've seen Doherty is not attacking a lot. I mean, Davis is putting a lot of crosses in comparison to Doherty. So when Reguilon starts, you can expect the same. He's putting a lot of crosses, and then if Harry Kane is in form, he's going to put in some. So maybe, but at 5.5, if Semedo is 5.5 as well, Semedo makes a very strong case of himself. I feel Semedo over Reguilon when both of them are 5.5. If not, if Semedo is 5, then that's a very obvious choice. James or Taylor? I think you're talking about James Reece James. Uh, Taylor, in my opinion, because Reece James has rotation risk. Is it a bad idea to have both Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Rodriguez in? Yes, they're not going to score 5 goals each and every game. We have one of them because then again you're too dependent on Everton, especially against the likes of Crystal Palace who are very defensively strong. Brighton who have improved their defense, and then Liverpool. For the benefit of the audience, you should suggest some price changes tonight. We can talk about price changes. I'll have to check on the website. Give me a second. I'll rather just post it on the Instagram story. Because I'm not sure who's going to rise. Because Rodriguez was supposed to rise last night. I think Calvert Lewin was supposed to rise in price last night. So there hasn't been a confirmed price rise pattern, to be honest. I'll put it on the Instagram story after like around 11 p.m. So that's 1 hour from now. So do check the Instagram story before, if you're on Wildcard, before going to sleep probably. McCarthy, Trent, Virgil van Dijk, Soyuncu, Ailing, Salah, Rodriguez, Saint, Aubameyang, Marshall, Mitrovic. Which transfers should I make? I think there are a couple of transfers. You should definitely get rid of the double Liverpool defense if you want to. If you want to take a spend money in the attack, Aubameyang to Kevin De Bruyne. Saint Maximan also is not a must. Even if he's fit, he's not in form. So you want to get rid of him as soon as possible for Podence or Foden. Marshall, if you see him in form, good, or get in Jimenez or Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Sydney says I'm nervous of going out without Ings versus Burnley. Yes, Ings might score against Burnley. There is a very strong case of Ings. I saw him in a great form, to be honest. But then again, they have West Brom, Chelsea, and Everton next. West Brom, yes, very good fixture. If you own Ings, you might want to hold on to him. But Burnley is going to be tricky away from home because Burnley at home is really defensive, and we've known this for a while. I have Rodriguez and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Should I bring in Foden for Rodriguez or Greenwood for any other? For any other. If it's for a hit, I wouldn't recommend it. If it's not for a hit, then probably if it's for a hit, then probably wait for another game week because you'll get an idea of how Greenwood and Manchester United are altogether playing. If they're playing nice, then Greenwood a straight swap. If not, you might want to consider in Barnes, Jack. I think Barnes next game week, Leicester play West Ham and Aston Villa. They play West Ham in game week 4 and they play Aston Villa in game week 5. Game week 6, I think they have Arsenal and then they have good run of fixtures ahead. Again, Leeds. So Barnes makes a very good case of it. And if you're transferring out Rodriguez for someone, maybe over Greenwood, if United are not informed, Barnes is a player I would go to. He's definitely on my watch list. Kane or Werner? At the moment, Kane because Werner seems not hitting top form. Costa or Klitsch, should I take Podence? Podence, I feel Podence. Keshav, opinion about Calvin Phillips. Wouldn't buy him because a lot of better players from the team. You want to own them. He's playing way too deep for the team. Justin or Mitchell? I feel Mitchell. Looking after looking at my team, would you suggest using wildcard this season? Obviously, use wildcard at some point, but it depends personally on the manager. I mean, I'm not the one who's going to pull the trigger. If you feel like you have to make a lot of changes, and your team will do better after playing wildcard, then do it. There's also a theory that if you feel you want to wildcard in game week 3, you probably want to give them another chance in game week 3 and then wildcard in game week 4. You might want to try it with your team. I personally did not feel very comfortable with the team I had and hence decided to wildcard. Captain Richarlison, Kane, Salah, or Kevin De Bruyne. I would go Salah or De Bruyne. Okay, guys, so we'll wrap up. It's almost an hour. So we'll wrap up the stream. If you guys have any other last minute questions, then put them in the chat and then we'll obviously do the deadline stream. Should I hold on to Ailing or get him off? Or don't waste a transfer on the defender? Yes, exactly. City will score a lot of goals. Apart from the Arsenal fixture, which I feel is a very tricky one from City's point of view. They have never scored more than 3 goals against them. West Ham, Leeds, Leicester, Sheffield United. Definitely double up. If not triple up, definitely double up on the City assets. If on wildcard, sell him. Might Varun, I feel double up is fine because if by chance they do not end up scoring 3 4 goals, and it's not like everyone's going to be involved. There might be a case where Mahrez starts and Jesus and Mahrez are combining for all of the goals, or maybe De Bruyne and Jesus. So you'll eventually miss out, and those extra 2 players will feel like a burden. So go double up. Don't don't go triple up. I would say. Did Sterling play well against Wolves? He could he score against Leicester? Or should I sell him? Don't sell him. Definitely, he played really nice. He could have scored, so don't sell him. I have Phillips and I have point four in the bank. Who should I buy? Point four is a tricky price because there'll be not much of a choice with point four. He's five. Exactly. You need to get in point one from somewhere. At 4.5, get in Lamptey or Taylor. I feel instead of Ailing. Who do I switch for? Phillips 5.4 midfielder. There's no 5.4 midfielder. You'll have to go for Suchek or Burke, unfortunately, because of the price drop, I feel. Yes, I feel like don't triple up on City because if one game of City goes bad, the team is in drain. So don't triple up. Double up, I feel, is very good. And the reason I'm going Jesus plus De Bruyne is that if De Bruyne is scoring, I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, you obviously want to own him. But then again, if De Bruyne is not scoring, there's a very high chance that Jesus might be involved in attack because those are 2 players I feel like who are heavily involved. It might be a case where Sterling scores, but Jesus or De Bruyne provides in the assist, and there might be a case where Sterling is putting in the cross and Jesus is putting in the tap in. So I want to cover both the midfield and attacking sections from City, and hence Jesus plus De Bruyne seems like a very good case to me. Should I use wildcard or free hit? Wildcard. Not free hit at the moment, don't use it. There'll be ample of opportunities in the entire season to use free hit and bench boost. And even triple captain. Best ASM replacement other than Podence, Glitch is a very good replacement for ASM apart from Podence. And if you have the money, Foden as well. Okay, guys, so we'll wrap up the stream. I'll obviously not confirm this team. I'll be waiting for the price changes. Or I'll be taking a late call if I want to play Wood, Bamford, or Dominic Calvert-Lewin in my team. So if you guys want to know that transfer, come on to the deadline stream. Apart from that, it's going to be a set team with Mitchell, Taylor, Saiz, Robertson, and Lamptey, Martinez, and goal alongside Steer, Salah, De Bruyne, Podence, and Burke make it two. Jimenez and one of Jesus or Werner is also going to be there. You've added Robertson to your wildcard, but wouldn't Virgil van Dijk be better because he's a bit cheaper as well? Yes, but I feel then if you're already spending 6.5 million, invest the point 0.5 and get in those assist and goal scoring opportunities. I mean, for point 0.5, you don't want to lose those chances. If you're going for Virgin van Dijk, I would actually suggest you to drop down to someone like Gomez or Matip because then there's actually bargain in selecting Gomez over Virgil van Dijk. If you're okay with selecting Virgil, go with Robertson for sure. Yes, guys, do follow. If you don't already follow us on Instagram, do follow us on Instagram at the rate FPL tips underscore underscore. We're almost hitting 9,000 followers there. And let's get to 10,000 soon. Do you think Everton will score a lot versus Palace? No, I don't think so. Uh, Keshav, anything is not worth -8 in my opinion. And the last question is by Ilyas Hakim Jimenez or Werner Jimenez. Yes, 10k is face reveal. So let's see if we get to 10k soon. On Do share it to your friends and mini leagues rivals as well. Playing 11 to my wildcard stream. Okay, if you want to, but then again, I'll have to make changes. Okay, let's not see my points because they were horrible. If I'm playing, I'll be playing in. I'll actually discuss what 11 I'll be playing. I'll play Martinez, Robertson, Saiz, and instead of Castini, I'll play Taylor. There's going to be Podence, Salah, De Bruyne, and Rodriguez for sure. Wood might make it to the team. Instead of Bamford, it's going to be Jesus or Werner. And instead of Calvert Lewin, it's going to be Jimenez. So I hope you've got an idea of how my team is going to be looking like. Yes, have to watch IPL, but and I am also sad that Chennai Super Kings lost last night. So still recovering from it. Not Soinchu is not a smart buy. Go for Justin, and if you have the money, go for Castilla for zero point 0.5 more. Okay, guys. For on that note, we'll wrap up the stream. I'll see you guys on the deadline stream. A lot of questions still coming in. If you guys are sending me DMs, make sure you send all of your queries at once. Don't send them at intervals because we might miss on to some of your questions. On face reveal at 10k soon is going to happen soon, guys. Last question I'll take from Sean is Greenwood or Rodriguez or Greenwood or Zaha. Greenwood and Rodriguez made. On that note, this is FPR Tips signing off. Cheers.